While New York feminist brawls on American Airlines flight, pilot gives her brutal reality check. The co-chair of the Women's March on Washington was traveling from Miami to New York when she couldn't help but run her mouth while aboard an American Airlines flight. Famous for her gun control and anti-white activism, she lived up to her arrogance while starting a brawl before the fed-up pilot gave her a brutal reality check. New York activist Tamika Mallory left American Airlines flight, and it should be common knowledge that airports and airplanes are places where one should be on their best behavior. But when you're an entitled brat who believes the world is out to get you and that everyone owes you something, you can't help but cause a scene, as New York activist Tamika Mallory recently demonstrated. Mallory, who was also happens to be the co-chair of the Women's March on Washington, was traveling from Miami back home to New York when she came across a problem with her American Airlines flight. Mallory was not fond of the seat assignment she was given, and instead of putting her big girl pants on and dealing with it, she figured a world-class temper tantrum would solve the problem. Mallory said she arrived at Miami International Airport and used an airport kiosk to change from a middle to an aisle seat, but when she arrived at the gate, she was issued a new ticket that put her back in the middle. According to Mallory, this was unacceptable, and of course she assumed she must have been targeted. She asked an agent why and said the employee's response was nasty and disrespectful. According to MSN News, the pilot told her the airline worker had nothing to do with her seat getting changed and that she was the one who behaved disrespectfully. Mallory recalls what happened next, saying, "Then he said to me, 'Can you get on this flight? Are you going to be a problem on this flight?' I said, 'Actually, no, I'm not. I'm fine, but I will write my complaint down.' Mallory further alleged he looked at me and said, 'You're going to get yourself a one-way ticket off this plane.' Mallory claims she was allowed onto the flight where she settled into her middle seat, but an announcement requested that she come to the front of the plane. When she got there, she said the pilot pointed at her and said, 'Her off.'" Oh, that's nice. "I began to express my outrage," Mallory said. "Then I asked why I was being removed. I asked why was this happening to me. I told him I felt completely disrespected. I began to weep. Sadly, it took no time at all for Mallory to bring race and gender into the mix instead of taking accountability for her actions, as she went to Twitter to share her burning need to rant about a situation she started. It doesn't matter how much we do and how hard we fight, white men are allowed to treat black women like crap." Mallory wrote on Twitter after the incident, "Other people stand by and watch it happen because it doesn't affect them. If I have to fight alone at American Air, we'll never get away with this." Of course, American Airlines addressed the situation immediately in hopes of stopping another crazed feminist from ruining a thriving business with false claims. "Our team does not tolerate discrimination of any kind," American Airlines spokesman Joshua Freed said. According to New York Daily News, "We take these allegations seriously, and we are in the process of reaching out to our colleagues in Miami as well as Miss Mallory to obtain additional information on what transpired during the boarding process." Mallory's side of the story seems entirely fabricated. Airlines take even the slightest altercation seriously for everyone's safety, and if they suspected problems from anyone, they will take every precaution necessary, indicating she was surely doing something to draw attention to herself and get kicked off the flight. It is indeed no surprise at all that Mallory is twisting the story into race and gender war to garner more attention to feminist agenda. Instead of taking accountability for her actions like a mature adult, she is going to point fingers and try to place the blame on a pilot who was doing his job. Another liberal is blaming their selfish acts on the mythical evil white man instead of evaluating what they did to cause the problem. It's really getting old. Please share the story and tell us what you think by clicking one of the buttons below. Yeah, but if the pilot can throw you off the plane. If he feels that you're any kind of a threat, yeah, he can. He has the authority to do that. You know, it doesn't have anything to do with race. If he deems you a problem, the pilot is in charge. That's basically it. He deems you as a threat to the situation. He's gonna bump you off the flight. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.